Have you ever taken the time to think about your death? Because that question right there will lead you to greatness. The masters throughout the history of time, whether it be yoga, martial arts, spiritual traditions, they ask that question every day. What would it be like to die? To know that I could be at peace, to know that I have fulfilled my purpose. That's what we're talking about today, death. So you can feel that inner light more brightly. Realize that we're all gonna freaking die. It's gonna happen. So don't pretend like it's not gonna happen. Don't pretend like you don't gotta show up for yourself and heal some of those wounds and make amends with family members or friends or heal those resentments. Because when you go to the grave, those energetic patterns are going to go with you. The only thing you take away when you die is your level of consciousness, right? So the quality of your consciousness, that's what we're developing. That's the goal. And if you never contemplate death, how can you live well, right? How can you live well, truly? Ask yourself that. How can I live well? And I think it's important at this time just to give a brief background, for whatever reason, right? God has his or her own plan, right? I asked that question as a kid, and I thought about leaving this world because I was frustrated, I was angry at the world, I was lonely, and I was confused, And now after studying Qigong, meditation, all these spiritual traditions, I realized that at the core, I am an empath. I'm a freaking empath. And I feel people's energy, I feel their emotions, I feel what's going on. And so it was overwhelming to me. And I didn't know how to handle it. So what did I do? I go out to nature and I climb and I run and I jump. I got into sports, I got into athletics. I was like, I'm gonna fucking master my body. I'm gonna ground into my body. Because it's painful to be in my emotions, or it's painful to be in my mind. So with that being said, when you ask that question, how do I want to live? You also have to ask that question, how do I want to die? All right? You imagine that. And we're not going to do the practice right now. There's another video it's called the Deathbed Practice. And if you're a true spiritual warrior and you want to go into that, it'll be in the description box. You can go through that 15-minute practice. What I'm outlining here is the reason why it's important for you to do. Because all the great sages and mystics have done it. And you're going to come out the other side with a new sense of freedom and a sense of fearlessness because you've attended to that moment of death. The question you may be asking is, why am I going to contemplate death? What's the real reason? It's because we want to get underneath to a space of fearlessness. We want to get to a space of perspective. One of the ancient Buddhist practices is also to contemplate, and when you're ready, I'm not telling you to do this right now, but when you're ready at a certain time is to actually contemplate the death of your parents, if they're still alive, the death of your brothers or sisters, right? Even the death of your children. And when you go through that pain or that sadness and that it becomes so real that it frees something inside of you because you know that day will come. You will die. Everyone you love will die. And when that happens, your soul will live on. Your consciousness will graduate to the next level. And so when we contemplate, there's a degree of fearlessness that comes alive. I no longer fear death because I've contemplated the death of the universe, of everybody I love. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm still alive, sweet. Woo, my daughter's here, everybody's still here, this is fucking great. Let's go have a party. And then you appreciate this heck out of them. And you go treat your mom to a nice dinner. Go call your dad because you haven't talked to your dad in a while, right? The reason why we do this is fearlessness and also a degree of, I would call it unconditional trust in yourself. That you will be taken care of no matter what, even through death. Who do you need to forgive? If you knew you were going to die tomorrow, who do you need to forgive? Who do you need to say sorry to? What part of yourself do you need to forgive? These are all questions that our society forgets to ask. The heart of healing is forgiveness. The heart of dying well is forgiveness. It's letting go of those resentments. But if we never contemplate that time of death, then we carry resentment, right? Like bags and old luggage just behind us, lugging all this old junk around. So free yourself, free yourself. If you knew you had a short time on this earth, right? What would you do with that time? Where would you spend that time, energy, money? Who would you spend your time with? And then that gives you the power, that root power to say, no, I'm not going to waste my time and energy with this person, with this job, with this girlfriend or boyfriend. No, I'm done. Life's too short. It's time to be on my path. Time to cultivate that discipline. Be fearless. Don't worry so much about what other people think. Right? We're all going to die anyway. If you're feeling called to actually practice and do the work, check out some videos, do the practices. I guarantee you're going to feel better after. You're going to find some insights. And there'll be a little theory, not a ton of talking, and at the end of the day, show up, practice with me, practice with the community. Go practice. Once you learn this, go share it with your friends. Build a community. That's what it's about. Build your community. Be a light. Be unafraid. This noble movement is about you standing in your sovereignty, in your beauty, and your magic, and your gifts, and knowing that you're enough. You are enough. So let's do this thing. Let's get strong. Let's open our hearts. Let's heal, and do the real work, the real growth.